Well, welcome and thank you for joining me, Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist in the office. Just for a minute, I want to do a quick video. We're going to have Eleni Allen. I do encourage you to subscribe to her channel and press the bell. She's going to talk on are you close or enmeshed with your parent, covert incest. Before we start, I would like to read a scripture. The righteousness of the upright will deliver them, but the unfaithful will be caught by their lust. In Ephesians chapter 4, I might be able to get it. Let's see. Oh, something happened then. It says that you put off concerning your former conduct, the old man. Now, the former conduct there, just on a theological level, is thinking that there is something you need to do or not do to make God happy or stop him from being sad, which actually switches on the sinful nature inside us. And it grows corrupt according to deceitful lusts. So our sinful nature, the old man or the old woman or the Adamic nature, whatever you want to call it, it grows, it can grow corrupt by the way that we behave. Now if we go back to our verse, the righteousness of the upright will deliver them, but the unfaithful will be caught by their lust. When you're being honest and transparent and trying to do the things that are upright for the person that you're with, it will deliver you out of prospective conflict. But if you're unfaithful, you will be caught by your lust. See, it's lust that usually draws you away into unfaithfulness. And it's deceitful, so it doesn't allow you to consider in a consequential way the full consequences of what will happen when you go into unfaithfulness. So righteousness protects you by its uprightness from unfaithfulness, but lust and its deceitfulness will lead you into it. Let's turn to Eleni Allen now. She's a lovely lady. You'll enjoy this. Are you close or enmeshed with your parent? Covert incest with Eleni Allen. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Eleni Allen, and today I would like to talk to you about enmeshment, parental enmeshment, and the difference between being enmeshed with your parent or just simply having a close bond, and what's the difference between the healthy bond and an enmeshed bond. Firstly, I'd just like to start by reading a couple of bits from Gibran's poem, and I think this kind of sums up as well. Right, Gibran was a poet, writer and artist back in the day, and he quotes, "Your children are not your children. They are sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them you." And I think that's so poignant. But seek not to make them you. In other words, how I interpret Gibran's line there is that we should not try to make the children be an extension of ourselves.
Now let me just add something there. What you'll find is a lot of single mothers will groom their golden child, son, or even daughter. But let's just look at mother-son. They'll groom them and create them into the partner that they always wanted. They'll groom them into the man that they always wanted, or the daughter that they always wanted. They'll groom them so that they've got this little creation, and they put all their eggs into the one basket of the emotionally into this golden child.
To make the the child a mirror image of us, as an extension of us, because a child has a life longing for itself. And it can be sometimes when we are so enmeshed that where's the line between healthy bonding, healthy relationship with your parents, and one that is unhealthy and that is enmeshed. And I possibly could say a healthy relationship with your parents is freeing. There's choices, it's guilt-free, and you feel that when you go and see your parent or parent, that it's out of choice, it's out of wanting to connect with with your parent, with the individual parent, with the individual's their character, their smiles, their intellect, and you connect with them as a person, and you enjoy their company, and you enjoy the connection that you have. Whereas in an enmeshed relationship with your parents, there is a lot of guilt, there is a lot of heaviness, there's an intense feeling of responsibility. The guilt, if you say to your parents, just say you've made arrangements to go on a date, or you want to be with your partner, and your parent calls you and says, I need you to come over right now, my TV won't work, just use that as an example. And a child that is enmeshed with the parent will feel intense guilt to go and rescue mum and make sure that her TV's working. Even whether you go or you don't go, to run over to fix mum's TV, you still are left with the heavy burden of guilt and the heavy sense that you are responsible to fix mum's telly. Whereas within a healthy bond and a healthy relationship with your parent, where you are not enmeshed, that you will freely feel comfortable to explain that, no, I won't be able to come because I've already made plans. And then you feel no guilt. And then if your parent respects you, they will say, oh, don't worry, I can find blah blah to fix it, somebody else to fix it, or is there any chance when you're free to come and fix my TV? And it's a reciprocal relationship. And the other point that I would like to make, in my personal opinion, that I believe that a healthy parent-child, adult-child relationship is one that serves mostly the needs of the child, not the parent. As parents, we nurture our children to be able to fend for themselves and to give guidance and to see what is best for our children. And I can use an example of this. Just say you have a son and he recently gets married and they're arguing, and your son comes back and says, oh, Mum, can I stay here for a few days? She's doing my head in. And if you think that that's an opportunity to reel your son back in and start manipulating to keep him with you, that is not serving the needs of your child. That is serving your needs. That is your needs to have your company, to have your loneliness filled by reeling your son back in. Whether maybe in a healthy relationship, you sit with your son and you explain that you have your responsibilities with your partner, and listen to them and see what their needs are, what's going on for them, without getting entangled with your own needs of trying to win your son over to keep him for yourself. This is terribly unhealthy and brings a lot of guilt for the child too. See, we have as well, there's Kenneth Adams puts this beautifully, I think, that within an unhealthy relationship, that the feeling is confining, not freeing, more demanding than giving, and more intrusive than nurture, ashamed for having and feeling to have their own needs met. So within this case, if with a child or adult child that is enmeshed with the parent, they will have a heavy sense of feeling guilty for fulfilling their own needs, for doing what they want to do. They will have this intense guilt, like we said, like with the mother that phones up for the TV. Their own needs are ignored. They do not want to upset mum. It's too much, it's too heavy. The intense guilt, the intense responsibility is too much. This is unhealthy. Whereas in a healthy, bonded relationship with a child, adult child, is that it is freeing, and you are able to express negativity. You're able to say, look mum, you annoyed me the other day because I felt a bit pressured by you. Say that, and then the parent can come back and say, oh, I didn't mean to, or I don't feel I've done that. No matter, but you are able and you feel free to be able to express your negative feelings. Whereas when you are enmeshed, you feel too guilty, you feel ashamed to even think about saying something negative to mum. See, as Kenneth Adams says as well in Silently Seduced, his book, it's got the mother's preoccupation with the child is not a statement of love for the child, but a statement of dire neediness by the mother. Again, this is not loving the child, keeping your child, reeling your child in, keeping him by your side is not a statement of love. It is a statement of the parent's neediness, totally and utterly. And I think that's, there is such the imagery of when you see mother and son, he runs to mother's aid all the time and she's first and he feels privileged and she feels like the queen. It's not the perfect image that it suggests. That child, our adult child, is riddled with guilt. I did have a quote here from... Right, we've got here as well. I did have another quote, but it's disappeared. Okay. Again, here is an explanation of a healthy relationship. It's got, first, one of the duties parenting is to have the child who eventually leave and lead their own life. We have our children to nurture them, for them to lead their own lives. A parent who entraps you in the role of surrogate husband or wife has burdened you with excessive feelings of responsibility and guilt about their marriage or their life. Those are not your responsibility. These problems are not your fault and not something for you to solve. It is not the child's place or adult child's place to solve marital problems, your mother's marital problems, to sort your mum's life out. It is not your responsibility, and that guilt and responsibility has been installed and programmed into you, into your very essence, but it is programmed. It is programmed into you, and it is enmeshment, and it is unhealthy. Right, thank you very much for your time. Please subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment in the comments box. Tell me what you think, tell me what you feel. I would love to hear your stories. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Alan, with her "Are you enmeshed with your parent, covert incest?" We'll finish with this passage again. "The righteousness of the upright will deliver them, but the unfaithful will be caught by their lust." Uprightness leads to righteousness, which delivers you from unfaithfulness. Unfaithfulness has a way of deceiving you because it's motivated by the sensations and deceptions and feelings of lust. And when you're caught in your lust and end up in unfaithfulness, the difference between these two is you remain in a situation in life where you're making wrong decisions and getting the wrong results. Whereas when you're upright, you have a way of navigating yourself through the chaos of life and what it can do to you in relationships and business and stuff. And you're not caught in any of these lusts, deceitful lusts and things which pull you down. This is Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist, New South Wales, Australia. Bye for now.